and welcome to Something Delicious with me, Geeta. As we are in the middle of fall, there's nothing more warm and inviting than a delicious cup of homemade soup. So today we're going to be making tomato, red pepper, and onion soup. To make this soup, you need Campari tomatoes, 2 pounds, 1 red bell pepper that is halved and seeded, half a yellow bell pepper that's been halved and seeded, and 1 large red onion that you cut into wedges. To get this soup started, you want to make sure your oven is preheated to 425 degrees. Then you're going to get a bowl and mix 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then use a brush. I have one of these brushes with the silicone tips. It's really helpful. And you're going to take this brush and brush it along all the vegetables. You want the tomatoes to be skin side up, because the tomato, when it bakes in the oven, the skin is going to get brownish black, and then it'll be easy for us to peel off when we're making the soup, and that way you don't get any skin in the soup. For the pepper, I'm going to coat the back side over here, skin side, and the skin side is what's going to be down. You want the skin side down for the pepper so that that also kind of blisters up. And then whatever's remaining here, you could just kind of dot the onions. You're going to bake this in a 425 degree oven for about 25 minutes. At 25 minutes, check it, and if the skin of all the tomatoes is getting black and wrinkly, like dark brown to black and wrinkly, that's the time to shut the oven off. But usually 25 minutes works. I would put it in the middle rack. Okay, so now the tomatoes and peppers and onion have roasted in the oven for 25 minutes. And I don't know if you could see the skin on top of this tomato. It's got brown patches, it's all wrinkled. You want to let this sit on the counter for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then you want to start pulling out all the skin. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to pull all the skin off so that doesn't come in the soup. Maybe you want to wait more than 5 to 7 minutes, because this is on the hot side, but you all know I have asbestos fingers, so maybe wait about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so now all the skin is off. Now you're going to take your magic bullet or your blender. You add ice to this because this is so hot, we don't want the lid to pop off. And you need the water anyway for the soup, so I have about 1/3 of the way filled with ice. And I'm going to start putting all of this in here. So now I'm going to blend this. And I'm going to add this to the pot. Now I'm going to add the rest of the vegetables, and I will add this juice right into the pot, because that's gonna, you don't want to miss that. That's gonna taste really good. And to this, I'm going to now add 1.5 tablespoons of chicken base. You could use, there's a vegetarian version of this. I have it in the link, the name of this. So if you want to go vegan, vegetarian, you could definitely use the vegetarian one. I happen to have the chicken one, so I'm using that. And this chicken base gives it a lot of good flavor, but there's salt in it. That's why I add less salt to the entire mixture, and you should taste it. Right now here I have 1 teaspoon of salt, and this is 2 teaspoons of freshly ground black pepper. And this soup could definitely handle half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper because the tomatoes, the peppers, the onions, they're all sweet. And then to this, I'm going to add 1 can of coconut milk. Now this brand, Thai Kitchen, is my favorite brand. There's all different brands out there. Trader Joe's has one that's less expensive. I tried it. It was a little too coconut forward for me. This is my favorite brand, but you use whatever brand you want. This is unsweetened. You want to make sure it's unsweetened. And I'm going to put it right in this blender and let that all blend. Now, if you don't like coconut milk, this is where you could add cream, or I would add half and half. So I would do like about 1.5 cups of half and half. But then that's going to make it even more mellower, so adjust your seasonings as far as the heat to your taste. I'm going to take this mixture and add it to the soup. And I'm going to take all of this yummy juice that came out of the vegetables when we were roasting it and add it right to the pot. Okay, next step, we're going to start cooking this. Meet you by the stove. So now we're going to take that whole mixture and bring it to the stove, and you see it's quite thick. First, we're going to blend it well because we did it in 2 batches, right? We did the tomatoes with the ice, then we did the peppers with all of the seasonings. So now I'm going to add 20 ounces of water to this. And you might think that's a lot of water, but it really isn't because it's going to, you see right away, it thinned the soup down nicely. For the most part, this is all cooked because the vegetables were already roasted in the oven. But now we just want to incorporate the soup base and the spices. The amount of time you need to cook this is another about 20 minutes or so that it all kind of comes together. So I am going to just put a lid on it. It's very high right now, so I'm going to lower it a little bit and then stir it periodically. To make the homemade croutons, I have a baguette here that's like 5 days old, so it's pretty hard. And these are going to be big croutons, so this is like for 1 serving. You could just put 1 of these croutons right on top. So I cut them up into 1.5 inch slices, and to that I'm going to add, here's 1/2 cup of olive oil. I feel like when I'm looking at this, it might be too much, so I'm just going to pour a little bit and see. And then see how much still needs to be coated. So I'm adding 1/4 cup right now. And this is 1/2 teaspoon of salt that I'm just sprinkling around. This is 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper that I'm sprinkling in there. And this is 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm not putting the whole thing because I'm going to see how much more I might still need. I could put a little bit more olive oil. Now you could definitely add Parmesan cheese to this, but I'm not because For this tomato soup, I don't really want Parmesan cheese, but you could definitely add it. Now you're gonna just line up your baking sheet that's already lined with parchment paper, and you're preheating your oven to 400 degrees. And you're gonna bake this. Any piece that looks like it doesn't have much oil, I kind of rub it along the bottom. I could probably add a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna put this in the oven for about 8 to 9 minutes. So the soup is ready to be served now. Take your favorite soup bowl, and pour some in. And then take one of your crispy croutons and put it right on top. Enjoy. Thank you for watching this episode of Something Delicious with Geeta. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every week, and leave me a comment on any dishes that you'd like to learn more about. See you soon.